Hello all, and thank you for coming to my channel. Today I'm going to talk with you about the painting that you see behind me and give you a little detail and a little insight on why I created it. The name of the painting is called Confusion Number 5. As you can see, I will kind of move out of the way here so you can get a better look. In fact, now, just look at the picture here. Confusion Number 5. It is a drip painting, and as drip painting is most often remembered and known through the works of Jackson Pollock, which I have to admit was my inspiration as to why I got so involved with him and why I found, I guess, a style of my own with drip paintings. Confusion Number 5 was basically a random title that I came about while I was creating it. But after I got involved with it, I started thinking of the concept behind it based on the primary colors and the secondary colors: red, yellow, blue, and then orange and green. And as you can see, those colors are prevalent in this piece. The painting itself is about it's 4 by 5 feet, and it's painted with latex and some enamel. I painted the piece. I painted Confusion Number 5, I believe. Around 2000, 2002. Somewhere between 2000 and 2004. So it's an older piece, but one that I'm still proud of today when I see it. A lot of times when people look at abstracts, and especially drip paintings, they look for shapes and figures and animals or even messages, words. That's not the case for me when I create a drip painting or create an abstract. I try to convey the emotion behind the piece more so, and that's what inspires me to still continue to paint drip paintings, even though I've created the style and pathicism, which I like to do more than coin, but follow the philosophy behind that style. If you want to see more paintings based on my style and pathicism, be sure to have a look at them here. And you can view them on Lord Toph Art, and you can also see my work on Fine Art America. But in relation to Confusion Number 5, the meaning behind the title. The meaning behind Confusion Number 5 is pretty self-explanatory. It's to depict actual confusion. Not only that, the things that cause confusion: static, caustic energy, friction, and unconsciously a lot of those things I was experiencing at the time I painted this piece in my life, and it's something that actually is often viewed as a negative force, but when you think about it, and when in hindsight, once you're able to get past that point, you're able to look back and realize how it put you in a better place oftentimes. So that's kind of why I see this piece as something positive more so than a negative piece. It's, we need friction in our lives in order to move forward, much like a plane or a steam engine, a locomotive, even a weightlifter or the fastest Olympian. They need friction. They need resistance in order to train and in order to compete and in order to prevail and become a champion. So that's one of the things that I see as far as a message in this piece. I see that kind of energy, some constant moving, constant velocity, if you will. So, and in an incommensurable amount. So that's something that I see in this piece, and that's something that inspired it to be done and finished and created all in one session. So I'm very happy that this piece has stayed with me in terms of in my thoughts as far as creating other drip paintings in the future if I do so. But I don't see it just as a drip painting. It's something where that I see as a successful translation of thought, successful translation of energy, and oftentimes people that are confused, that's what they have a problem dealing with. So I can talk about a little bit more about that, and I would like to share another perspective on that. But this piece is something that is great for design also. The balance is there. As chaotic as it may appear and seem, the balance is there, especially in a low lit environment. The piece has a totally different feel to it, as much artwork does. But that's one thing that I'm very proud of with this piece, is that it succeeded with why it was to be created to begin with. Now let's talk about that. That's something that no one seems to want to talk about, and that something is confusion. No one wants to admit when you're confused, at least not off the bat. And no one wants to have to deal with it coming into their realm of being. No one wants to be around other people that are confusing. Even colors. No one wants to see somebody that doesn't know how to match or doesn't know how to color coordinate. It's kind of distracting. It's kind of off-putting. And these are things that we don't even realize unconsciously affect our psyche. But confusion is such a big part of life. Traffic. I mean, you can go down the list. It's those things that cause the caustic energy, that cause the negative energies, that cause the fear, that cause just the overall feeling, sometimes of abandonment, sometimes of feeling like you don't belong or you're misplaced, and it's just something that throws us off balance. Confusion. So when you're able to find a way to, much like the colors in this painting, when you're able to balance that, when you're able to at least confront it or observe it and be aware of it, and do more than try to analyze it, but to try to solve or at least understand what the problem is, that's half the battle won. So that's why it's going to happen to all of us, but that's why it's such an essential part of life, because it's also a part of growth. So that's something that we have to recognize as far as confusion goes itself. Is there balance in confusion? I think so. I think much like how I began with saying the positivity behind confusion. So there's a balance to everything. But there's a balance within confusion. It's what allows us to gain the experience that we need. It's what allows us to be inspired. It's what allows us to question. It's what allows us to be inquisitive so we can further our intellect. And yeah, I think there's a great deal of balance and confusion, mysteriously, but beautifully. Is there beauty in confusion? Yeah, that too. All the more reason this painting means so much in my growth as an abstract painter, or I should say just as a painter, period, because as you know, I paint to many other types of paintings, but it's just how I go about doing that now through a certain style that resonates with me more, and that style is empathicism. But this is a great topic. Just being able to share this, actually verbally speak about it for the first time, really, as to why I painted Confusion number 5, and the meaning behind the layers of color, the meaning behind the application of color. A lot of people think that when you paint a drip painting, the first thing out of a lot of people's mouths when they're wanting to be snide or sarcastic is, a 5-year-old could have done that, or I could have painted that blindfolded. You would think so, but it's not really the case, because colors, like anything else in life, colors can become confused and they can get muddy, especially when they're still wet and when they're still being applied to the surface. If you don't know how to place certain colors at a certain time and in certain layers and in certain texture applications, you can ruin the whole piece. It's much like a chef knowing how to cook or a surgeon knowing how to operate. You have to know what goes on first, or what goes in first, and what doesn't need to go in, or what comes out. So that's the beauty behind being able to apply color and being able to apply something that's supposed to interpret confusion. Well, it was really nice to be able to prattle on a little bit about the concept behind Confusion number 5, and it's really nice to be able to share what you've had in your subconscious for a great deal of time, even after the fire of creating something, to be able to share that with somebody else, and to be able to share the different aspects as to how it came about being. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoyed seeing the piece and learning a little bit about Confusion number 5. And if you'd like to see more detail, or if you'd like to see the piece in other forms, you can go to my link, which I'm going to put in the description box down below, to Fine Art America, and you can even see merchandise that has Confusion number 5 and other pieces of mine. So I hope you find something there that appeals to your aesthetic appetite. And if you'd like to just see other work and learn about my theory of empathicism, you can visit lordtophart.com, and you can learn more there. But in the meantime, I will be getting ready to show you another piece. Next week, I believe I will be talking with you about one of my literary pieces, and then the week after that, maybe a music piece, maybe another painting, but we'll have to see. It depends on how I feel. But so for now, thanks again for coming to my channel, and I really appreciate you being here. If you'd like to share this video, that would be great. If you'd love to leave a like, I would appreciate that as well. So have a good evening, and I will talk with you soon.